Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing what the next best set of weapons will be after legacies are removed from Fallout 76. A couple hours ago, actually almost a day ago, I put out a community post on my channel asking people what they think would be the next quote-unquote meta, quote-unquote next best weapon once legacies are removed, and I actually got a lot of responses. So what I'm going to do in today's video is go over those responses, and then I'm going to go over what I think I'll be using after legacies are removed, what my best weapons will be. I'm going to talk about this again before I start that up, but again, this is going to be, or at least that part will be my own opinion. The first segment is going to be, the community's opinion on this, so I understand that some people might be like, hey, that's not really going to work, blah, 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 but I've used these weapons already, so I know what's going to work for me, and yeah, that's really all I got for you. So, I'm going to start off by just going through these comments, reading the first one I can remember is that the meta will remain and currently is the Stealth Commando. So I want to thank Sonic Youth for this comment. The meta will remain Stealth Commando, which is why I stash my fixers. Also, I should say, there's the human error of, misspell, stuff like that. So if I mess up or something, just understand that, not all these comments are going to be 100%, accurate on their wording. The meta will remain Stealth Commando, which is why I stash my fixers, handmaids, railways, etc., and roll around with a few bows and a pistol just in case. The Crusader plan next, that will be my new one. Game is way too easy with a fixer. Had to stash my B2525, so I think that's Bloodied 25 faster fire rate. I don't remember. You'd be surprised how well a flaming bow does tagging in Rad Rumble. Interesting. So Sonic Youth is saying that the meta for the game will remain Stealth Commando, and he's saying that his fixer, he's saying that the game is way too easy with a bloodied, at least a bloodied 25 faster fire rate fixer. So that was kind of a given. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but thank you, Sonic Youth, for that comment. Shout out to Ogardo, one of the oldest people commenting on my channel. He said, well, I recently rolled a God Roll Flamer, anti-armor, faster fire rate, faster reload. Pretty happy with it. Gonna be my new boss killer. I don't really care for meta weapons, honestly. I've been using an explosive Vampire Reduced Way MG42 as my main weapon for a few weeks, and it's my favorite weapon ever. The survivability alone is insane and way better for me than getting kills a few seconds faster, plus it fits my character's aesthetic perfectly. Awesome, Ogardo. So he is saying that the Flamer is going to, so his anti-armor, faster fire rate, faster reload Flamer is going to be his new boss killer. I assume that he's probably tried that out on a boss, so it must be pretty effective. So he's saying that as well as an explosive Vampire Reduced Way LMG, MG42, whatever you want to call it. So there you have it. So far we've got the Fixer, we've got the LMG, Flamers. Brian RMC, who is another frequent on the channel, says, I have tried them all, but I've had the best results against Earl with a quad crit damage railway rifle and a bloodied vampire auto melee build. Interesting. I will say, Brian, the auto melee build is definitely, becoming more popular because of obviously the recent update. So I will agree with you on that. And I've definitely been hearing a lot about the railway rifle. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. But thank you for that, Brian. I really appreciate it. There's a reply on here. What's it saying? Oh, it looks like John Linton was going to say the same thing, so there we go. Martin Helgeson says, besides the no silencer, laser guns / rifles are not so bad nowadays. Martin, I would agree on that. I am a main rifleman. I only use semi-automatic rifles for the most part, so I would totally agree with you on that. New York Rican says, I prefer Vampire's Gatling guns or 50 cals, either explosive or faster fire rate depending on what you're going after. So Gatling guns or 50 cals. I've heard that as well. I think there's another comment saying Gatling guns. But I think it's going to be pretty obvious that, like quad, any other kind of, really good rolls on any kind of heavy weapon is definitely going to be one of the new best weapon sets to use. Southern Gamer says, I know automatic explosive ammo railway rifles are pretty OP. Mine makes daily ops so much easier. So there we go. Another explosive railway comment. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Southern Gamer. Sky Milk. I've got my brakes 50% slower, Mutant Slayer 25% damage while aiming Plasma Flamer, and it's a monster. Well, Sky Milk, good point bringing that up because I'm actually going to talk about the Enclave Flamer later here in the video. Thank you for that, Sky. Perceived velocity. I don't have my finger on the pulse. I'm probably not meta at all. I currently use a vampire's explosive Gatling gun, a vampire chainsaw, and wear a full set of Overeater's power armor. I'm very hard to kill at this point. Okay, thank you, Perceived. I appreciate that. So this is a comment that'll probably be referencing, I guess, what PvP will be like. So he is saying that he has a vampire's explosive Gatling gun and a vampire chainsaw with a full set of Overeater's power armor, and he's pretty hard to kill at this point. I can assume that he's probably doing some PvP with that. So hey, there you go. If you're looking for what the new, I guess, maybe possible PvP meta is, although he did say that he doesn't have his finger on the pulse, it could be, most definitely could be the Gatling gun, again, heavy weapons, and I guess working on your power armor there as well. Maddock Mayhem said, good question. My caps are on this TBH. For XP events, broadside or Tesla auto grenade launcher. They are more likely to kill a player base soon after legacies are removed. Fatman MIRV spam incoming. Yeah, that's true. Explosive in two-shot, Tesla and quad or any damage prefix. General use in events involving raw DPS, mix of quad, vampire damage. All right, let me break this down. Okay, so he is saying for XP events, this is Mayhem, by the way, he's saying to use a broadsider, Tesla, and an auto grenade launcher. Some of the effects that he suggests, of course, is two-shot, quad, any damage prefix, something like that. For general use, he is saying to use a mix of, quad, vampire, stuff like that. The railway, the plasma flamer, fixer, handmade, Gauss minigun, auto melee. And he said special mention should be made to the cryolator for Scorch Queen and highly effective general use weapon. Edited because I was tired and came off route. No, you're totally fine there, Mayhem. So he is also saying that the cryolator is pretty decent as well for bosses and just overall use. So there you go. I think that a lot of those are going to be given, the fixer, the flamer, the handmade, stuff like that. But thank you, Mayhem. Let's move on to the next comment. Whiskers says the meta will remain the exact same. Stealth Commando. Well, there you go. Looks like we have a little reference to, what was it, Sonic Youth there. Ooh, let's see. Actually, I have a new comment. For a melee weapon, I've been using my auto axe with a furious legendary roll, more damage each consecutive hit. Pretty much playing Doom at that point. That's actually kind of funny, Japez. I like that a lot. Thank you for commenting that. So he's been using the auto melee axe. Let me see. I kind of lost my place here. Okay. Weiwei said, Earl gifted me a quad, faster fire rate, 1 perception Gauss minigun. It's collecting dust for months. Time to use it. Let's see. Ogardo also said, I saw somewhere that quad heavies were getting removed. That is true. I feel like I did hear about that, although I'm not exactly too certain about that. If they aren't removed, though, quad heavy weapons might be, some of the new best weapons to use. Dr. Gene Gunn, the former leader of the new West Virginia Army, said, my experience, I have to say a 2-shot explosive 50 cal or an ultrasight Gatling laser with anti-armor and 2-shot. Gene, I would agree with you on that. I actually, when I was, pretty early on, I got a 2-shot Gatling laser that I used for a while, and even at a low level, that was still being very effective against the Queen. So people who are going to say, that the Scorch Beast Queen is going to be so much harder to kill, that's total BS. I mean, you literally have a half hour to do it. Like, they gave you a half hour, you used to do a half hour when you were level 50, so why are you expecting, it to be boiled down to 2 minutes now? So yeah, I don't know. People that are complaining about the Scorch Beast Queen because of these legacy removals, come on. Like, really? It's literally supposed to be the end game boss battle. It's not supposed to be done in fucking 2 minutes. All right. The next thing I want to say, Joan M. Beck said, anti-armor bloodied vampire enclave rifles with the aligned auto mods. I would agree with that. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Thank you for that, Joan. Felonious Eve said, put all of your weapons in the stash, install Tesla bracers on some power armor, and run around punching stuffed or spike knuckles and boost the bleed damage with mags. No weapons at all is the new meta. Show them how a man does it. I love that. That's so cool. So I guess, one of the new metas might be running around with your fist. That's so sweet. I've always had a fist build. I should honestly do a video on that. I love going around with my fist. So much fun. Empire of Legend says it's TGE fixer because VATS stealth builds do more damage than the legacy. I'm not sure. I wonder if that's 2-shot Gourmand's explosive, something like that. But there you go. Another fixer, another stealth build. That seems to be the number one opinion right now. We have from Sean Downing. Quad explosive railway, 25% less VATS is my go-to gun. So there you go, another railway rifle. Riley Wheeler says 2-shot MIRV Fatman. There you go, another MIRV. Wastelord says Flamer and Plasma Caster. Actually, I saw Waste Monkey last night with a Plasma Caster, so I can guarantee you that that'll be a pretty decent weapon. James Johnson says railways. I agree. Maddie Holmes says Gatling gun. Anthony Montoya says quads, more specifically heavy quads, stuff like that. And let's see, I have one more comment here from Irish Vape Life. There's really no point of making a video. You're either going to use a railroad rifle or you're going to use an assassin's explosive handmade. Other than that, you're going after a fixer, sad excuse of Gauss rifle and sad Enclave rifle with that flamer attachment mod. Other than that, good luck. Well, Irish Vape Mod, you are, somewhat right. Some of these answers are pretty obvious, but I think that we have come up with a little bit more. So, off the top of my head, going off what we learned from that post, we can deduce that some of the new best weapons. Let's go with the top three. The top three that I saw is probably going to be quad vampires, quad explosive vampires, something like that on a heavy weapon. So anything, a mix between the vampires, quad, explosive, something like that on a heavy weapon is probably going to be one of your best options after the removal of the legacy. After that, and I would honestly recommend this as kind of a general for everybody, the Fixer. I think the Fixer has been a great weapon for a long time. A lot of people use them. I know, especially on Xbox, plenty of people, like their entire vendor is just dedicated to selling good Fixer rolls. I would totally suggest going out and looking for a good Fixer roll that suits your build. Because you might as well have one. Honestly, I recently bought one. I'll show it off here in a little bit, and it really does do a good job. So the Fixer, quad, vampires, explosive, whatever, heavy weapons basically though. And then the number one I want to say that I saw was the railroad rifle, the railroad rifle. Yeah, there you go. No, the railroad rifle. That seems to be the number one, and that's going to be, explosive. Probably be a given on that, but a mix of other legendary effects will probably be very beneficial on there. Also, I want to thank Felonious Eve. Honestly, guys, definitely try out a fist build. With the removal of legacies, if you're looking for something to do, that might not be so bad. Try that out. There were a mix of a lot of other ones, but I talked about those. So, again, those are going to be like the top three. Again, railway rifles, fixers, and, quad heavies in some capacity. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about my recommendations for what I will be using after legacies are removed. And as of me making this video, I no longer have any legacies. I've traded them all away. I got scammed for one. Excuse took back his Gatling plasma, and I traded my Furious explosive one for the Enclave Flamer barrel, which I'll get to in just a second here. All right. What I'm going to do is open up my Pip-Boy, and I'm going to go through these weapons. All right, so let me take this this dress or whatever. Just want to make sure that nobody walked in here to the firing range while I was recording. And let me show off these weapons, and then maybe I'll go over to the Crimson Prospect or something and, shoot some people. So, first up on the list is going to be 98 Regional. This is my railway rifle. This is a Furious 25% VATS action point cost explosive railway, and yes, I do know that the Furious effect and the bullets explode effect don't really work too well with each other when you're shooting in groups, stuff like that, but for solo targets, it's alright, and honestly, I learned that recently, and I really haven't had time to get back to rolling this, so I think that for now, I'll just keep this. I do like the roll on this a lot. This is doing 114 damage. Let me see. I usually am a rifleman. I'm not entirely sure if I have that perk load on right now, but it doesn't really matter too much. This is a weapon that I really don't put a lot of time into, but I guarantee you that, after this video, learning about, all the comments and everything, I will be putting more time into making this as effective as possible. So there you go. That's going to be one of the weapons I'll be using. The next one, and the most important one, probably the number one that I will be using, is going to be AE-21's plasma rifle. That is, of course, is a reference to Fallout 3, and this is going to be my aligned flamer barrel Enclave plasma rifle. It doesn't look like an Enclave plasma rifle. That's a visual glitch. If I were to hold this in my hand, it would look like that. Right now, I'm currently rolling this. I'm a Juggernaut build, so I got a Juggernaut roll on this, and I just kept it. Even now, though, with this total kind of junk roll, it's still incredibly effective, and I'll show it off here in just a second. This is going to be my recommendation for number one most effective weapon after legacies are removed. So far, this has worked the best for me. Okay. Next one I'm going to talk about is going to be handmaids. So handmaids are usually a pretty sought after weapon for people, and this role specifically is going to be one you're going to want to look after. This is a TSE two-shot explosive All-American, or sorry, handmade rifle, whatever you want to call it. All-American, of course, being a New Vegas reference, since this is now the M4 with the Screaming Eagle paint on. Anyways, only being a 2-star, this thing is still very, very effective. I use this for my commando build. I use my other explosive one for my rifleman build, but this thing is really just too awesome. This is... I really can't even get over it, especially on a commando build. This thing is highly, highly, highly fucking effective, and that's really all I have to say about that. So there you go. Handmaids are definitely going to be up there on the list, but this, I feel like this is going to be better for general use as opposed to like PvP or boss stuff. All right. The next one I want to talk about is going to be the Gauss shotgun. This is one that wasn't really mentioned, and I guarantee a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but for me, this is one of my highest DPS weapons. It's doing 289. I don't even have the right perk set on right now. It'd probably be doing close to 300 if I did. This thing is awesome. Really, really great weapon. If you're wanting to know how to get it, as far as I know, you have to max out your settler reputation, and once you do that, you can buy the plan for this from Samuel at Foundation for gold bullion. It probably will be on sale sometime soon with Minerva, but there you go. Elijah's solution, that of course being a reference to Father Elijah from Fallout New Vegas. There you go. So Gauss shotgun, another recommendation from me. Let's see what else I have. Let's go over my fixer here. So, this is a, oh shit, what is it? Yeah, an Executioner's plus DR while aiming explosive fixer. This is actually going to work really well for me. I like this a lot because it is not like a build fixer, like it's not like a Juggernauts or a Junkies or a Bloodied. This is something that I could actually resell pretty easily. I bought this for around, I want to say 10k, something like that. I really didn't care how much it was, but it's explosive. I'm usually always aiming down the sights if I'm not in VATS, so that's beneficial with that plus 50 or DR, and then plus 50 more damage when your target is below 40 health. I love the Executioner's mod on that, or sorry, effect on that. This is incredibly useful, and I'll show it off here in just a little bit. Okay. I guess the last thing I can talk about is this is really going to be specifically for me, but this is Medicine Stick. This is my 2-shot explosive lever action. If all of the weapons in my stash box disappeared aside from this, I would literally have no complaints. This will help you in any scenario. Although it's not going to help you, kill the Scorch Beast Queen, you can definitely, put some decent hits on her with this. So there you go. My number one recommendation will always be a lever action rifle. Okay, what I'm going to do now before we end the video is just show you what some of these, how some of these weapons perform. I'm going to throw on, what should I throw on? Let me throw on my my rifleman build. Let's just go with that because I really want to show off the Flamer number 1. Do I already have it on? No, I don't. Okay. I really want to show off the Flamer, but I'll show you the effectiveness of these other weapons. So let me see. The Bounty should probably be a decent place. Let me actually throw some of these weapons back if I can get rid of them. Just the ones I'm not using. Destabilizer I'm not using. Medicine Stick I'm not using. Survivalist Rifle I'm not using. Thump I'm not using. All right, that should be totally fine. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Let's go to the Bounty. There's only going to be a handful of weapons here. Sorry, a handful of enemies here. So I'm just going to do like 1 kill per weapon, but you should be able to see, at least for a little bit, how these weapons work. So let's start with 98 Regional. Actually, wonderful. I do have some railway spikes. Let me throw my flashlight on here, and let's start with this gentleman. Let me aim for his head. There you go. Almost 1 shot. I don't even think I need to shoot another railway spike. Yeah, there we go. So there you go. I'm 1 shot in these Blood Eagles. Let me try the turret with this, actually. And of course, I'm using the semi-auto effect on this. This thing is really awesome. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of other weapons that are going to stack up to that. But let's try this Enclave Flamer Barrel. Yeah, nothing else I can really say. There you go. I mean, let me kill these 2 guys with this, actually. I want to show you how effective this is. Boom. I'm like holding it down for 2 seconds, and they're gone. They're totally gone. Okay. Elijah's solution. Actually, I don't have any 2mm electromagnetic cartridges, but I'm sure you guys can trust that's going to be pretty effective. All right, it's going to be the fixer with a rifleman build on. Let me show you. So that's not even with the right perks on. Look how fast this is killing. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Any other weapons I could show off? The All-American. There we go. This will be the last one. I think I have a couple more enemies here. Where is this? Oh, he's right here. I didn't see him. So there you go. Oh, this is, my bad. This is fully automatic. I forgot about that. So let's try that out. Where is this last Blood Eagle? Is he below me? I swear there was one more, wasn't there? Could have sworn. Yeah, there is. Where the fuck are you? What is going on? I don't even fucking know. I really don't even know. Okay, well, check this out. I mean, it's a fucking M4. We're shooting 5.56 NATO here. What do you expect? It's going to be a great weapon. All right, folks. That is all I have for you guys for this video. I hope it was beneficial. I know it was kind of a long one today. A lot of talking, stuff like that. But, you know, my only advice to you with this video specifically would just be, you know, if you're doing something, stuff like that, just put it down, listen to this. Maybe, you know, you can start thinking about what you're going to want to use come this new update. And if you don't know, this update is most likely going to be happening. The removal of legacies is going to be happening around December 5th with the Nuka World on Tour update. All right, folks, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I hope this video was very beneficial, though. I got to think of a good title for it. All right, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.